Hey guys, it's Gary from S&G, and today we are working on a snowblower. We haven't had a lot of snow in Connecticut, but that's not to say we won't have any this season. It's always good to have it ready when you need it. I'm working on this one today. It's less than a year old, and it came in with a no-start condition. He was able to get it running, but then it started dripping gasoline everywhere. And he immediately shut it down. He gave me a call. And looking at it here, it's actually a very common problem, and I'll show you why that is happening. Here we are at the bottom of the machine. So this is a snowblower that has separate engine oil and then separate gasoline. Some of these could be two-cycle where you mix it. But what was happening was that the carburetor inside, there's a float bowl inside that allows gasoline fuel to go into the engine as the engine's running. If you don't drain this bowl here as you would normally drain out the tank, inside here in the bowl is where things can go wrong. You're supposed to drain the carburetor bowl out as well as the gas tank. Here is the 10 millimeter bolt on the side where you can actually drain the bowl out after you drain the tank, and then you can put it away for the season. To give you an idea of what it looks like inside, this is what I'm talking about. There's a little plastic float, and there's this little needle valve. And as the gasoline comes into the carburetor, this float will lift up and it will close off the gasoline coming in. If this gets stuck because it turns into a varnish and jelly, it has to move freely, then it'll keep pushing gasoline into the carb. And if it doesn't come out of the inlet here where the air is going into your carburetor, it's going to go into your engine. And in this guy's case, the gasoline had to go somewhere. It went into the crankcase of where the engine oil is supposed to go, and that's bad because if it dilutes the engine oil, if you run it like that, it could actually damage the engine. When your engine crankcase gets filled with gasoline, not only are you not getting the lubrication, but this machine would likely be smoking quite a lot, and the gasoline, excess gasoline, is going to be coming out of this vent here where the valves are, and it's going to be spitting out the gasoline here, and this is what was happening to this gentleman's machine. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a full service on this, change out the spark plug, check all the cables, make sure everything's good to go, the belts, and then we also have to remove that contaminated engine oil that has gasoline in it with, I use a fluid extractor to do that, and there's a hazmat fee to have that properly disposed of. We are going to clean out the carburetor there, usually just a little bit of carb spray. Sometimes I have to take the carburetor completely apart in order to clean that properly, in order to make sure that the parts inside are moving correctly and it's not going to drip gasoline back into the engine like it did already. It's important to do proper storage and maintenance, draining the tank and also draining out the bowl. Sometimes you can take this bowl off and just clean it out and put it back together, and it should run without it leaking. Other times, you have to remove the carburetor completely from the engine, and that's not easy to do because there's a lot of disassembly. These carburetors are buried in there. There's a lot of other pieces that need to be removed before you can get to it, and that takes labor. But if you just do the basic maintenance with draining out the carburetor bowl and draining out the tank, you shouldn't run into any of those issues. Thank you guys so much again for supporting us, and we are taking appointments for snowblower repair. We are going to get snow at some point. Any questions, please reach out to us, and thank you so much again for the support. Take care.